Hi, I'm Olivia Gray, Senior Brand Manager at SunRice and the 2024 Joe Berry Award winner. The advice I would give to young executives is to just do it. There is no downside to entering Joe Berry. Worst case, you learn about a new subject area that you can take that knowledge back to your business and apply it in your everyday role. Best case is that you make it to the finals and maybe even win. And from there, the opportunities are endless. So, what makes a compelling essay is something that's going to be relevant to you and interesting to you. So, I think there's a bit of a myth sometimes that at least I've heard with Joe Berry, and that's that the judges want to see you write an essay on pricing or promotional strategy or on operations because that's what they're interested in. And that's all well and good. But I personally found that when I started to research some of those topic areas, it was a little bit dry, and that's okay. I mean, in my everyday role, I practically have to do pricing and promotional modeling. I have to work with the operations team. But when you move into more of that theoretical and you're doing it in your personal time, you really need to be engaged with the subject area. So I chose retailer media for probably 3 reasons. The first is that it was relevant to me. I manage retail media as part of my role in collaboration with the sales team and obviously the retailers. And so I already knew a little bit about the topic and probably had some opinions that I was keen to understand and pressure test. The second reason I chose it was because there was a wealth of information. So every time you Google retail media, there are literally hundreds of articles that are coming out every month, both locally and globally. So there's a wealth of stats, and that really helps to make writing your essay a little bit easier. And then thirdly, the topic is a little bit controversial, and that's a really good thing for an essay. You can have a bit of fun with it. So there's sales versus marketing and the tension around who should manage it, who should pay for it. There's data and privacy tensions. There's a debate around, is it going to kill traditional media like television? And these are all really interesting debates that you could have within the essay. So I think whatever topic you choose, make sure that you're passionate about it, make sure you can develop something engaging about it, because if you make it through to the finals and you win, you're actually going to have to keep talking about this topic area for quite a while. So make sure that it works for you. I think the Joe Berry Award is such a good vehicle for enhancing your visibility and your career prospects. I was at an AFGC Future Leaders Forum event recently, and there was a question around how do you learn, how do you grow, how do you advance your career? And the answer to all 3 of those things is easy. It's Joe Berry. So Joe Berry helps you learn about a new topic. It helps you challenge yourself and push yourself out of your comfort zone. But importantly, it helps you promote yourself. And as someone in marketing, I've actually never really been great at promoting myself or marketing the Olivia brand. And suddenly, after winning Joe Berry, people in organizations everywhere seem to know who I am. And if they don't, I have an opportunity to tell them who I am because I've won Joe Berry. And so it's given me huge visibility, and it's also unlocked great opportunities like speaking and writing opportunities, which has helped further promote my visibility within the industry. If I look back at my experience on Joe Berry, I think one of the great things about participating is that you have exposure to really inspiring people within the industry. I mean, look at all the alumni and what they've achieved. Look at some of the people on the judging panel and their fantastic careers. Look at the organisers and people like Bernie Brooks and his career over 30 years and what he's managed to achieve and contribute to the Australian retail industry. It's incredibly inspiring. I think if I was to pick something specifically in terms of what I found along my journey of Joe Berry, it would be someone who was a finalist back, I think in 2022, called Julia Wood. Now, Julia she has a video on the YouTube channel for Jo Berry, and as part of my preparation for the presentation for Jo Berry, I was watching a whole series of the YouTube videos trying to understand, how the other finalists approach it, how they present it, and for anyone who applies this year, I'd really recommend engaging with that YouTube channel. It's a wealth of information. But for me, I came across Julia's video, and she was talking about what her biggest challenge was in the process. And Julia's story is really interesting. So from the time that she applied to Jo Berry, she found out she was a finalist, and at that stage she was pregnant. And then between finding out she was a finalist and then presenting, she had had her baby. So she had to juggle a newborn child and also preparing for the presentation. And I thought, wow, this is the caliber of people that are part of the Jo Berry process. And it really, I think, kicked me into gear to really motivate me to work harder and better at my presentation, which, obviously helped me get over the finish line and win. But I thought that was such a fantastic story in terms of what people are able to achieve. The most valuable takeaway for me for participating in Jo Berry personally is the network that I now have access to. I went to dinner with some of the alumni the other night, and it was just so amazing that they were so invested in how I was doing, how I was going organising my trip, offering up their contacts and their network. And, it's just really exciting to see that people who I don't know very well are actually so invested in how I'm going. And I've never really had that before, so that is super exciting. And you also have now a whole network of peers within Jo Berry and also senior leaders within the industry who you're able to seek out and ask for advice and just to chat to. So I think the fact that I've been able to expand my network is personally and professionally a great takeaway. But I think Jo Berry, looking at it from what it can contribute to the industry, is thought leadership. I mean, Jo Berry is really around fostering the future leaders of tomorrow. It's around fostering thought leadership. And you look at Jo Berry and what he contributed in terms of innovative practices around the trolley and open front refrigeration for Australian retail and how it changed the game for us. And that's really what Jo Berry is about for the leaders of tomorrow. It's about what can we contribute to thinking differently about topics like retail and media, which hopefully then have benefits for suppliers and retailers alike moving forward.